Attitude Broadcasting presents BSS Carolina with your host, Rocky. JPP, not only are you a giant, but you are a dummy giant.
Giant dummy.
You'll be in the same unemployment line as Steve Clifford. New job, Release Roberts. Linsanity's a Hornet. We call us hockey experts. Easy.
You know who the next Jordan is? LeBron. It's not his fault. It's just because I like playing devil's advocate. Never again. Hall of Famer. Tannehill. Game over. Don't worry, I'll wait. We've all said it. None of us are hockey experts. I guess we are. We're beating hockey experts.
And big shots.
PJ Harrison. Rudy Gobert. APP. What a dingling. Linssanity. I said better. I didn't say good. Roy Hibbert. What a dingling. If Duncan gets the 7 rings, not his fault. With Jordan, you got plenty of money. Get you a driver. Bump that. Side pieces. Side pieces. Ronda Rousey.
You can listen to the show on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, and iHeartRadio. And follow us on Twitter at BSS Carolina. Welcome to BSS Carolinas on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeartRadio, and of course our Periscopians out there watching. Of course, I am Rocky. Joining me today is BBB. What's up, beautiful Big Shot?
What's happening, Rob? I gotta find some kind of damn intro or some kind of catchphrase saying when I come on the air. Like, I mean, everything has been used.
What are you talking about? We got one. We got one to go out.
I got one to go out, but I need one to come in.
We need one to go in?
Yeah, like I'm stepping up. When I step up in the place, you know what? Can I don't know.
I can see what I can do, man.
What's going on, guys?
I still need a name. I need a name. I got a
Special K?
This week I'm going to really think long and hard. If you guys can think of anything, let me know.
Special K?
Special K.
I don't know.
Special
what do you
K.
think?
That sounds like a cereal brand.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, BBB is, I wasn't really original with my name, so hey.
I'll think of one throughout the course of the show. We'll see what's going on. I need a cool, catchy name.
You stick around for the wrestling show. I'll think of one for that because I usually do on that show.
Cool.
We'll figure it out. But Kai is back once again this week to sit in with us. We got a great show today. We're going to talk football, college football, Major League World Series, and, of course, NBA started this week. I'm trying to watch as many NBA games as I can.
Me too.
And we'll talk about that Golden State and San Antonio game because that was great. But first, let's get into Charlotte Hornets, the locals area. The Hornets won last night, 107-96. MKG had 23 and 14. Very surprised. Greg Oden had 15 and 9. Oh, I mean, Roy Hibbert.
Now.
Roy Hibbert, you mean? I thought he was Greg Oden, man.
He was playing like he should have been the number 1 pick last night, Roy Hibbert.
I can't
5 blocks.
It's the Milwaukee Bucks.
I almost didn't want to come in this week.
I know. I didn't know.
I almost didn't. And when I saw that Roy
Bucks.
Hibbert box score, I said,
Jabari Parker, number 2 overall pick. Giannis Antetokounmpo, top lottery pick.
Oh, boy.
Destined for a big season. Greg Monroe, $72 million last season. Supposed to be an all-star caliber center. It's just Milwaukee. It's just Milwaukee. You hear it? There we go with the Hornet bash. And we know we're going to get it from Rock because he hates Steve Clifford. He never wants to give Steve Clifford any due. Steve Clifford is a good damn NBA basketball coach.
He's a good what?
He is a good damn NBA basketball coach. He's
a average
wins
NBA
with
coach.
what he has.
He is a average.
He would
NBA
be a
coach.
great coach if he had a superstar player that could get him to the finals.
Everybody would be a superstar coach if they had a superstar player
Great
getting
coaches
to the finals.
get made from great players.
No.
Steve Clifford and great don't belong in the same
Steve Clifford. We need to. Here's my problem. I don't have a problem with the Hornets organization. I love the Hornets. I don't have a problem with Steve Clifford. I have a problem when Hornet fans say Steve Clifford is a great coach. He is the farthest thing from a great coach because if you look at his track record, it's 500. 500 does not mean great coaches to me. Greg Popovich, that's a great coach. Bill Belichick, great coach.
If Steve Clifford was coaching Tim Duncan, David Robinson, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, and winning titles, he wouldn't be winning titles if he was coaching those guys?
I don't know because he's not. He's not. This is what he is coaching, and he is an average coach because
he is a good coach.
He's not a good coach because to me, a good coach wouldn't go 500 below 500, 500 below 500. Because at some point you got to hit that level of consistency and get better. We have never got better in this.
We're 1-0 right now. We were 48-30. What, 48-38 last year or
no,
something?
That was great. And I've said since day one we started doing the show, did I not say, if he does 2 straight years of winning, then I would change my mind on him. I ain't seen it yet.
2 of the first 3 years we've won playoff
We
appearances.
won 1 year. You went into an 8 seed and got swept by the Heat. That is not winning to me.
We waited
That's
to the
not winning
7th
to me.
seed, and we played
You were
the
below
team that went
500.
to the NBA Finals.
You were below 500,
We were below 500.
and you made
Like
it as an 8
41
seed.
and 41
That
or
is
something.
not winning. That is losing. That is the opposite.
Did we make the playoffs?
It doesn't
Then
matter.
that's
You're
enough
below
winning
500.
to say something. We won. We made the playoffs.
Listen, it's the Eastern Conference, first of all. You can
Absolutely.
Last year, the Eastern Conference was deep. 12 teams had a chance to make the playoffs last year.
You can win 35 games.
And we
to make
won
the playoffs.
48 games last year. You had to win 48 games for a 6 seed
But
last
hold on
year.
a second. We have looked at Eastern Conference for the last 6, 7, 8 years. There's 2 teams that have a chance of winning anything. That is it.
That's
Okay?
the whole NBA.
No, it's not. The Western's got at least 4 teams that have a
Can win a
legitimate shot.
championship?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Really?
Last 4. Am I wrong?
Golden State, San
Golden
Antonio.
State, San Antonio, Clippers.
The Clippers ain't winning
Okay.
nothing. The Clippers ain't even
But
got to the Western Conference Finals.
But they have been one of the top 4 teams that are better than the Eastern Conference.
Oh, come on
There's
now.
nobody in the East that would beat those teams.
Indiana would take the
Indiana would not
Clippers.
beat the Clippers.
Indiana.
The Toronto Raptors would
Oh,
beat the
boy.
Clippers.
Oh, my gosh.
The
No,
Boston
no, stop
Celtics would beat the
Are
Clippers.
you crazy? There's 2
Boston
teams.
swept Golden State last
There's
year.
2 teams in the East that could
2
beat
of the
teams
9
in the West.
losses
That's it.
last year that
No,
Golden
one
State
team.
suffered were from the Boston Celtics.
The East is a joke. We
Come
all
on
know
now.
that. It's
Stop
been a joke.
disrespecting the East. The greatest player of all time won his titles where? In the East. From
And that
the
is
Eastern
entirely
Conference.
different time. The
What are you
Eastern
talking
was
about? The East-
the
the
Eastern
East
Conference
is not
was
a
the
joke.
West. The Eastern
The
Conference
best player
was the
in
West.
the world resides in the Eastern Conference.
Okay, but besides that, I'm not giving disrespect to Cleveland, but you look at the other teams in the East. Toronto ain't got no shot at beating anybody in the West.
Come on,
and
now.
they're the
They-
second best team in the East.
Toronto doesn't have
Who?
They could
Who
beat.
they
They
beat?
could beat the Clippers.
No, they wouldn't beat the Clippers.
They could beat the Clippers.
They
They
wouldn't
would
beat
give
the
Golden
Clippers.
State a good run for their money.
They wouldn't beat San Antonio. They wouldn't beat Golden State. They would not beat
They
the
would
Clippers.
beat the Clippers.
I don't think they would beat the Portland Trailblazers.
The one thing with the
Trailblazers
Toronto
can't score
Raptors,
inside,
they're too reliant on that backcourt.
Exactly.
And that backcourt can give you 30. They can give you 30% shooting on any given
Now,
night, man.
if Valanciunas did what he did last night, scoring 30, and Lowry scores 40, or DeRozan scores 40,
And let
then that's a
DeMar
different
Carroll
story.
get healthy for them. You get a DeMar Carroll like that from 2 years ago in Atlanta when he was a shutdown defender and could get you points. Toronto has a team, man.
To me, like,
And when they get Jared Sullinger back in the mix.
Jared, who?
did you just say Jared Sullinger?
A competent scoring big men in the
Competent?
paint. Competent
When?
scoring.
At Ohio State?
In Boston. There's a reason he's still in the league because he can score the ball.
No, there's a reason that he's still in the league because there's still a lot of D player, as Bermani Jones says. You go to the D League, there's a lot of guys in the D League that you don't realize still play. Do you realize Gerald Wilkins is still playing?
Yeah.
He's 37.
gotta play
This
ball.
tells you the depth of the NBA talent.
Wait, but who? Gerald Wilkins?
Exactly. Who? Dominique Wilkins' grandson.
Oh,
Or-
no, his nephew.
Yeah,
Oh, you talking about
nephew,
Damian
yeah.
Wilkins? Is it Damian
No,
Wilkins?
it's Gerald Wilkins.
Gerald Wilkins.
Yeah,
His nephew.
he's the one that went
He
NC
played
State.
for Cleveland.
No, that's
Yeah.
Damian Wilkins. Gerald Wilkins' son.
Okay,
it's Damian Wilkins.
Well, anyway, he's still playing.
Where?
He's 37
Where
in
is
the D League.
Oh, he's in the D League.
Greensboro.
Oh, okay.
He's playing for the Swarm.
I thought he was in the NBA. I was like,
That tells you the talent in the NBA is bad.
The talent in the NBA is loaded
Where?
from the world. There's a ton of the Euro players that make up the NBA
The
now.
world now, yes, but you go to college basketball, for example. Guys are staying 2 years, then they go in the NBA. They don't get drafted. Point taken here. NC State had 2 players that declared last year, didn't get drafted at all.
That's
now
how
they're
tough
going
it is
to Europe
to get to that league.
because they're not ready yet. Is my point. These guys are
They're
coming
not
out
good enough.
No, but that's not being ready.
They're not good enough.
They're
There's
not
very
ready
few
yet.
players that are going to play a long time in the
What
NBA.
players come into this league now in the NBA and make an impact their first year? There's not many. Karl Anthony Towns, Anthony Davis, yeah. But besides that,
And
how
those
long
are
does it
other
take?
world
and after that, you probably have to go back to LeBron.
Right. But my point is the depth of players after that. Okay? It takes 4 or 5 years for them to develop. If they stayed at college and develop, it helps them better because they grow into a man. But now the NBA take all these players that aren't ready, and the NBA game's not as good because these guys aren't ready yet when they get drafted.
I see 120 to 130 on the board. Those are high scoring, free flowing. Get the shot ball up. Let's get shots. Run and gun basketball. What's not fun about that? What's not good about that?
When they're getting beat by 50, it's not fun.
Well, it's
and
fun
there's going to
when
be a lot
the
of
other
teams.
team is lighting that team up because they are so much offensively talented, more talented than the other team.
There are going to be a lot of teams getting beat by 50 this year. I'm just saying. A lot.
And it's going to be about Golden State.
Golden State, San Antonio,
Yeah.
Clippers, Cleveland, Toronto will
Hey,
have
it's
some
better
games
than
like this.
watching 3.5 hours of 6-6 and 2 missed field goals.
No, I ain't saying it's better than that. That's absolutely, and we'll talk about that later. But
that was the best worst game I've ever seen.
the best worst game.
That's the best worst
That
game
was
I've ever
just
seen.
but
I turned it
Absolute
off, man. I couldn't watch anymore. It's gonna be like this Thursday night game. Tonight's game. You probably.
I'm
don't
watching
see.
because I got DeMarco Murray going, and I need him to have a huge day, which he should against Jacksonville.
I hope they don't wear those Unirush.
They're wearing
Unirush.
them.
Oh, they're wearing them.
They're going to wear
They're wearing
those?
them. Oh yeah.
The Jaguars is like a pea green color. If
Against
you've
that
seen it,
Smurf blue.
Smurf blue, yeah.
I like the Smurf blue. I can rock the Smurf blue.
Not
That-
Carolina blue, not
that
powder
pea
blue.
green.
I'm surprised you rock it, man, because it looks more like a Carolina blue than it does Duke.
Yeah.
Those Chicago Bears jerseys were sweet last week, weren't they?
The game wasn't sweet.
sweet.
No,
yeah.
no, of course.
Aaron Rodgers, gosh.
Yeah,
Man.
But anyway, going back to the Hornets. All right, much improved. They look really good against the Bucks. I'll give them that. They did. See how they keep doing.
But like
they
you
can
said, it
keep
was
going.
the Bucks. We expected them to beat the Bucks. We'll see
I
what
didn't.
happens in Friday night in Miami.
But then I saw Della
I
Doe
got
as a
them
starting
beat
point guard.
I got them beating
They
Miami.
should beat Miami.
Yeah, they'll beat
They
Miami.
should beat Miami, but Miami's always gave them fits. We'll see what happens. We're
Saturday's
talking
gonna
about
be tough.
matchups. Saturday's at home against the Celtics. I will be there. Then Wednesday home to the Sixers next week. How will they do?
They better beat the Sixers, and we should win in Miami. But back-to-back, I know it's the home opener, though. We'll have energy in the building. But Boston, for some reason, had our number last year, and they're a little bit better with Al Horford. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully we can get a W. Go 3-0. But at least 2-1.
I'll say 2-1. I'll change my mind from 0-4.
Yes, what I said. I said they'll be in their. Yeah, they'll be 2-1 in their first three.
I
They'll
think
beat Miami.
I think the Celtics will be the second best team in the East this year. I mean, with the additions they had, I think Isaiah Thomas is going to be great. Avery Bradley.
They were so deep, they cut R.J. Hunter the other day.
Yeah.
And R.J. Hunter is a talented shooter. Cannot stay in the league.
Let's go to the Panthers real fast. Week 8 preview. The Cardinals at the Panthers. Who's your X factor and who wins the game?
X factor for the Panthers is the guy who it is always the X factor, Cam Newton. He has to play well for his team to win a football game. And the defense, you know who we have to stop, 31. 31 is going to get the workload. He's going to get 30, 35 touches. He can't beat us running the football and catching the football. So we have to find some kind of way to slow him down. We bounce back this week. We're going to pound this week. We're going to hit the drum hard. We're going to pound hard. 24-20, Carolina. Let's go, baby. Keep pounding. Let's go. Because Carson Palmer, we know what Carson Palmer is. We know exactly where he's going to be at. Expect a big pass rush and us to look good, actually, on the defensive line this week.
Now, I admit, if they do get to Carson Palmer, yeah, they have a great chance of winning. But my key player in that game is going to be Patrick Peterson in that Kelvin Benjamin matchup. If Peterson can hold his own against the bigger, stronger Benjamin, and Carson Palmer plays well, because he's really the X factor for them too. He has to play well, man.
You hope so.
He has to. I got to go with the Cardinals, 24-21 in a close one. It's going to come down to some field goals again, I think.
And I don't. X factor is going to be Gano. And I see him missing at least 2 field goals.
Why
this
he
game,
got to miss 2 field goals?
If you have not seen Carolina's games recently, he's missed a lot of field goals lately. Mm-hmm. And he's not getting better. I'll take Chandler over him. I'll take Arizona's kicker. This game's going to be ugly. All right? I mean, Arizona's coming off a tie, which I can't stand a tie in football. 6-6 tie. When 2 kickers miss field goals and win the game.
You're both teams are leaving the field not knowing who was better. I hate that.
I do too.
I hate it.
I just, and I know I was listening to Mike Greenberg is like, he hates college football overtime. I love it a lot better than NFL in a tie. I just think it's stupid. This isn't soccer. I'm going Arizona, man. This is going to be a long season for Carolina.
Arizona needs it more.
Yeah.
They need it more.
Arizona don't need it more. We won at 5. We need this.
No. But Arizona's, they're going to go to the playoffs, I think.
Arizona ain't doing nothing this week. They getting put down.
Arizona needs this more.
Let's go, Carolina.
Panthers are 1-5. I mean, they need it, but,
listen, I'm so tired of hearing Cam. I'm tired of hearing Cam Newton every single week.
Why are you hating on our quarterback so much,
No, here's what I'm hating. I'm tired of hearing.
Why you hating?
I don't have to get better. I just got to be me. I don't have to get better. I just got to be me. It's not like, we just need a win. Then shut up and stop talking to the media then. Because first of all, I hate a person that pick up a cell phone during an interview, and while he's talking to the media, he's talking on his cell phone. Really?
I mean, he's contractually obligated to talk to the
Then
media.
talk to them media.
So he's
if
giving
you don't want to
his
talk,
time.
go the other way.
That could have been his baby mama with
my
some
gosh.
news.
Oh, my
She's
gosh.
pregnant
All right.
with the second child. He has to
Chosen
be on
two?
Chosen two.
Oh,
he
Lord.
has to be on alert about that. So if this is a call from her, then you understand why he picks up the phone.
I am so sick and tired of hearing things off the field of what Cam Newton's doing. All right? I want to hear what he's doing on the field and see him get better. I ain't seen him get better this year.
I mean, he's readjusting. It's like a new offense again because we trying to figure out the kinks with Kelvin Benjamin and Devin Funches because Ted Ginn was the only real option. So we were throwing him the ball last year. We haven't thrown Ted Ginn the ball like that this year. It's been all Greg Olsen. It's been Greg Olsen or nothing.
Who would have thought that they'd be worse offensively with Kelvin Benjamin back? You? Okay.
Absolutely. You know what? Because now he's got to try to fit him back in the system.
Yeah, he's
Last year, he was just slinging the ball.
Spreading it
this
around.
year, he's like, okay, where's Benjamin? Because I can't trust nobody else this year.
You're spreading it around instead of getting Benjamin happy this year because he's forcing it to him.
He's forcing it, and it's just, listen.
Especially when Greg Olsen is open all the time. Just throw, if you want to force someone to football, force 88 to football.
Some point, the NFL has to look at increasing time that these quarterbacks can spend with the wide receivers. All right? Because it's like college football now. You can only spend 14 days a year practicing with your wide receivers or something like that. The NFL game's not getting better because these guys aren't spending time together to get better.
Exactly.
They're spending time in the offseason. You will spend year-round practicing with your teammates. Now, hey, we'll see you the first week OTAs, maybe.
It goes as simple as this. How can you get better at your craft if you don't work at it?
And they don't get to. So, but still, when you show up there, instead of playing defense, worry about playing offense. Just saying.
Come on, Carolina. Have my back this week, man. Come on now.
24-21 Arizona.
I'm going to say 31-14 Arizona is going to kill them because I don't see any. I'm going to keep going against them until they win. Until they win a game, I'm going to keep going against them. And the schedule's not getting easier.
Me too.
You got Seattle. You got different people coming up. I'm going to keep going against them until they win.
We're going to start playing better because it's the second half of the season.
They played
Cam Newton about to get on this roll, baby. Let's go, baby.
They played over their heads last year with a cupcake schedule. So we'll see what they do with this.
I mean, we won in Seattle. We beat Green Bay. We beat Indy last year. We beat a lot of good teams last year.
You did.
You beat
We
Seattle by a
smashed
broken
Arizona. We beat Seattle twice.
by a broken play
Listen,
in the secondary.
It don't matter.
Hey, listen. The NFL, okay, is not any better than it was last year. All right? If you look at the teams, there's still a lot of teams under 500.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? That's the same thing happening last year. The problem is this year, y'all are playing all the first-place teams in every other division. So you're not playing the cupcakes, the second and third
That's why the
teams.
Cowboys and the Eagles is racking up them
Exactly.
First of all, because y'all played the NFC East last year.
Yeah, we played
you played
the
the
East.
NFC. You played
But the East this year is racking up because
Right.
now we're playing the South
Right,
and
right.
North and different other teams. So anyway, let's move on. We got a lot of other teams to talk about besides the Panthers. Hopefully they'll win.
Let's get off the Panthers, please.
There's no other team that matters.
Oh my gosh! All right, yeah. There's no team in Dallas that matters.
It sure isn't.
Yeah, whatever. Let's move into our enemy of the week if I can find the clip. Here we go.
You don't want to make an enemy out of me. And I'm looking right into the camera. And I'm going to say it again. You don't want to make an enemy out of me.
All right, who's your enemy of the week?
I'm going to go switch it up this week. I ain't going to be the usual predictable
The Cardinals.
Arizona Cardinals. I'm going Chris Boyd and what's the name of his team? I need a cold breeze instead of brew because Drew Brees is his quarterback. I'm playing him this week in fantasy. I need to bust his ass. So you're my enemy this week, Chris Boyd, if you're out there.
You got somebody you hating on this week?
Player-wise, team-wise?
Team, player?
Oh, of course. The Minnesota Vikings, of course. I mean, Monday Night Football.
Oh, God, that is a Monday Night Football
Jay
game.
Cutler's back, baby.
Mr. Turnover Machine.
Oh.
I got Minnesota's
Does he start?
defense.
I
going
can't
in
believe I just said
my
that.
league.
Yeah, he's starting. Yeah.
Is he starting over Barkley?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You put Matt Barkley out there?
Absolutely.
Did you see how abysmal he was?
I'm done with Cutler.
I am too.
I would not even play him.
I want to win. I want to
No, no,
try.
but
I want to try to
listen.
win.
He gives you the best chance of winning. He does out of the two. Out of
Really?
the two.
Out
Out
of
of the two.
If I'm the
Matt Barkley
Bears
is
organization, I'm already
garbage
mailing
water.
in.
First of all-
I'm putting Cutler on the bench. I'm playing Barkley to see what he can do the rest of the season. If he's a capable backup
He's not.
next year.
No.
If he's not, you get rid of him next year.
First of all, when Hoyer went down the other night with the broken arm, I was like, I'm a diehard Bears fan. I'm like, who's our third stringer? I said, Matt Barkley. First of all, if you're a diehard fan of any team, you should never know who your third string quarterback is anyway.
Agreed.
First of all, but I don't like any USC quarterback.
No.
Anyone from that school. But
But you're taking him this weekend in Carolina.
I'm taking who?
You taking Carson Palmer?
Yeah, I'm taking that's the USC
Well, he's
quarterback
the
in Carolina.
best.
He's the best. He's
the best USC quarterback
Yeah,
to
he's
come
the
out.
best, Yeah.
I mean, he is, dude. I mean, you compare him to Garbage, Sanchez,
Yeah, Sanchez,
Matt
Matt
Leinart.
Leinart, Barkley.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'll take that USC quarterback.
Yeah,
Because I just don't believe in
hey,
the Panthers. Never have.
Hey,
Never
USC has the most quarterbacks in the NFL right now.
Because they play that booty-ass Pac-12 conference, and they rack up highlights, and they look good and win Heisman trophies, and they get in the league, and they are crap.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I agree with that.
Crap.
That's
you
true.
don't want no USC quarterback. Cody Kessler, the latest
Hey,
victim.
Kessler's looking good. Kessler's actually looking good
He's
compared
hurt,
to
and
everybody
he's
else.
out. And here
He
comes
is.
Josh McClown. Again.
McClown's back?
McClown is back.
How many quarterbacks did the Cleveland Browns use this year?
Too many.
4.
Hey, Cleveland, call me. I'll take a quarterback name check.
All right, listen,
Yeah.
I am going with the Philadelphia Eagles, of course. I can't stand the Eagles. And I hate Eagle Week because all these
You taking
Eagle
the
fans
Eagles over
come
your
out.
team?
Huh?
Oh, you picked the Eagles over your team?
No, I'm saying enemy of the week.
Oh, enemy of the week. Oh,
Oh, okay.
I hate Eagle Week.
I got lost. I forgot what we were on in the middle.
No, I ain't going that way.
Me too.
But I am sick of the Eagles. Absolutely. It's like they've won more Super Bowls than anybody else every single year. You beat the Vikings. Mm-hmm. Congratulations. Mm-hmm. Go do something in the playoffs and talk to me.
Aren't they the only team in that division with an empty trophy case, too?
Yep.
Yeah.
They got NFC championships.
But they got a Super Bowl appearance.
But some of their fans talk like they won 4 Super Bowls.
But if you talk, and Herm Edwards, I love Herm Edwards, but I heard him this week on SportsCenter. Dallas Cowboy fans are delusional. Actually, Eagle fans are delusional because you ain't won nothing ever.
Right.
Ever.
Right.
But
ever.
That was coming from a former Philadelphia Eagle, right?
Yes.
Of course. So, of course, he's not going to have anything nice to say about Dallas.
Most of those former players are still homers anyway. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Mike Shanahan was on Monday Night Countdown this week, and there won't no way it wouldn't matter who the Broncos were playing. If they were decimated, he wouldn't have picked against the Broncos. You just can't do that.
Another example, Sunday Morning Countdown. Mike Ditka always picked the Bears. He picked the Bears.
He had to.
He always.
There's no way.
Yeah, so a lot of these former players and coaches, they're all homers in their own. Yeah.
Well, let's go into our top 3, bottom 3 of the week. Who's your bottom 3 teams right now? NFL.
All right, and it's no fault of their own. It's just the Cleveland Browns, man. We knew what it was when they were coming into the season, and their woes continue. But luckily for you, your baseball team and your basketball team are having such phenomenal runs right now.
They get such a pass for
so
that.
So you get a pass, Cleveland. Just go out there, show up, give up a ton of fantasy points to teams playing against you, man. We'll move on from you. The San Francisco 49ers, they're booty, man. They are absolute crap. And let's go with Carolina had a bye last week, so I'm going to pull them out there.
I'm
going to pull them
out.
And we're going to insert the Chicago Bears.
I swear. There's not an objective bone in his body when it comes to those Carolina Panthers.
Nope.
We're going to insert the Chicago Bears, man.
Chicago Bears takes the place of the Panthers, so they were on a bye week.
Right. The bye week.
Had nothing to do with Matt Barkley, but it was a bye week.
I didn't even know we had him. I didn't even know.
I didn't either until I saw him play. I was like, that's where he ended up?
That's what I said. I was
like, all right. Who you got?
I'm going to go with my lowly Bears. I'm not going to lie. See, I have some objectivity. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go with.
They suck.
I'm going to go with them. The 49ers. Pretty much the same teams. And the Walking Dead, known as the Cleveland Cavaliers. And I'm sorry, the Cleveland Browns.
About the same.
Oh, LeBron fans are ready to.
If you ain't from Northeast Ohio, then you shouldn't even. I don't know, man.
What was that? Did he misspeak? Was that like?
I don't know.
He did.
That's a lot of Ohio love right there.
Yeah.
Ohio.
But at the same time, he's not even from Cleveland himself, though.
He's from Northeast Ohio.
He's Akron.
He's Akron. So what is he talking about?
He loves Ohio, man.
I am going to go with the Niners, the Browns, and the Carolina Panthers.
Stop.
Are the worst team in the NFL right now.
And I try to keep Panthers out there.
At least the Browns are being somewhat competitive scoring. And
the Browns and the Bears are where they're supposed to be.
Right.
You got a 1-5 team who was just in the Super Bowl last year.
So until they start winning, you will be last in my bottom 3.
They were in the Super Bowl. They were dabbing. They were.
Oh, they were happy.
That's what we need to bring back, the dab movement. Bring it back.
They need to
start dabbing
winning.
Again. We'll start winning.
Start winning.
First of all,
and then start doing whatever dance you want.
First of all, everybody in all these Carolina teams that do the dab all lose big games. Clemson wasn't Clemson doing the dab? Wasn't Carolina doing the dab? It was somebody else.
It was the Under Armour curse, man.
Was it the Tar Heels? I think it might have been the Tar Heels.
It was UNC. Yeah, they lost the championship game when they started doing it.
Yeah, they need to stop doing this dab.
All right, who's the top 3?
The New England Patriots. They're just unbelievable right now, man. The Denver Broncos, I moved them back up.
Ooh.
Trevor Siemian.
They're not even first place in their division. You putting them in first.
Absolutely, because they are better than the Chiefs.
Oakland?
And they're better than Oakland.
I actually had the Chiefs winning that division at the beginning of the season. I still do.
In my eyes, Denver is better than Oakland. You put them on the damn field together, Oakland's defense is going to get shredded, and their offense is going to be under fire. And even though they play like crap Sunday night, Seattle's defense is for real, man. Mm-hmm. They don't allow nothing. So their quarterback, their gimpy quarterback with no running game, could have 121 yards passing total for the whole game going into overtime, and be in a 3-3 game.
All right.
The New England Patriots 1. The Seattle Seahawks 2. Because that, like you said, that defense is crazy. They gave up nothing that game. Nothing. It was all on the kicker. And if I'm that defense, I'd be pissed off. Mm-hmm. I'd be real pissed off at that kicker from that defense. Seattle in my third team, I gotta go with the Dallas Cowboys, man. I really do. Dak Prescott, Dak to the future, fear of a Dak planet. I mean,
they were on a bye week, so they slipped out
Dak's
of the top
How they
3.
slide?
Because they didn't play, man. When you don't play, you can't pick up points.
Dak's balling, man. I like what he's doing, man. And that's his team now, by the way.
Please stay with Dak,
No.
Cowboys.
Nope.
That's
Please.
his team
You
now.
can't.
I mean,
Not yet.
Tony looked pretty good slinging the football on the
Listen.
field this week, though.
Here's the big difference with Dak, all right? If he starts throwing 3 or 4 touchdowns a game, all right, we'll start talking. Mm-hmm. He's not doing that yet. All right, he's not like he's lighting the world on fire with his quarterback play. Now, if he starts throwing 4 or 5 touchdowns a game, yes, you have to stick with him. But Tony does that. Dak does not do that. That's the biggest difference between the two.
But Dak is winning games.
No, he's winning games. But let's see how he does this week. If Tony comes back, Tony's probably 3 weeks away from playing anyway. So, I mean, it's too early to talk about it right now. We'll see when it comes. For me, top 3, I'm going to go New England, Dallas. I'll go number 2. I'll give New England number 1. They ain't going out top 3, though. And then my third team is the Oakland Raiders. They're moving above Minnesota. They are the top team in the West. The Denver Broncos just lost C.J. Anderson. Their offense is going to be horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Booker had 80 yards and a touchdown.
I still don't trust Trevor, man. I still don't trust Trevor.
Trevor Siemian looked really good against the Texans.
The game before he looked awful. They lost.
You don't really have to trust him though. He's more of a manager. He just don't lose the game.
They're gonna go call Peyton for the final 4 games.
Yeah.
We all know in this room, all right, you come November, these teams that are really good are going to start separating themselves from the bad ones. And Denver's going to start playing really tougher competition because everybody's going to get up for them. And they don't have injuries. More injuries are coming for that team. You know that. And I think Oakland is the real deal right now. The way they've been winning these games, man, they just look really good.
If you can't run the ball in November and December, though, you're not going to.
Latavius Murray just came back.
They're
4-0 on the road. They are a really good road team. Road teams come November and January can win a lot of games.
They've been lucking up, and they've been beating some weak teams on the road.
If I remember correctly, Carolina Panthers got beat by New Orleans. And the team in Oakland went to New Orleans and beat them in New Orleans.
And Carolina plays Oakland this year, too.
Because the sorry kicker for the Saints missed the kick.
I'm sorry. All I heard was if, buts, and
but
why.
he made the kick against us. Sorry, piece of crap.
Anyway, those are my 3 top teams. That's y'all's 3 top teams. Who are your top fantasy players last week and the one this week? Give me one player from last week. And
last week, Jay Ajayi. For some reason, he was still on the waiver wire that allowed me to pick him up. 214 rushing yards with the touchdown. It was like 29 fantasy points. Unbelievable.
Was that a second straight 20-yard game?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Only the 4th player to ever have 2 straight.
This week, I'm going to give you a quarterback. Don't laugh. Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Okay, I'm about to leave.
He plays the Cleveland Browns.
And he's going to throw 4 interceptions.
He's not. The Cleveland Browns have nobody back there, man.
They have Joe Hayden.
Come on now. Joe Hayden is beat up. He's hurt.
They have Joe Hayden. He's capable.
Ryan Fitzpatrick this week should have a huge week. 300 yards.
He's very capable of picking off Fitzpatrick.
Fitzpatrick, I like that.
Fitzpatrick.
Andy Dalton didn't have a 2+ touchdown throwing game all season until he played the Cleveland Browns last week.
And speaking of Fitzpatrick, did y'all see that rant he went on after the game? That cry.
He's pissed. That's why he's gonna play good this week.
Did y'all see that, man?
Listen, you are who we thought you were.
Yeah.
All right. You're Fitzpatrick. You've always been like that.
You've been in the
Stop
league.
complaining.
You've been in the league 12 years and had, 2 good seasons? 2?
Yeah.
And both of them were contract. Both of them were contract seasons, too. The one in Buffalo and the one last year with New York. And New York was smart not to extend him.
Yep.
They were smart, man.
And one more guy, Stephen Diggs, Monday night against Chicago.
Oh, he's going to get shut down.
Our
secretary.
Who you got?
I don't play fantasy, so no. I need to, especially now that I'm on this show. So I gotta get my fantasy game up.
Yeah, we'll definitely get you going with that.
Yeah, definitely.
The first one I'm going to go with, Tom Brady is playing at Buffalo.
Yeah, I'm going with Tom Brady,
too.
too.
Tom Brady playing at Buffalo. Oh, there's going to be field day.
Yeah.
All right, if Ryan Fitzpatrick can throw for 300 yards against that Bills defense, can you imagine what Tom Brady is going to do? Oh, my God. I'm glad he is on my fantasy team. And then the next one, last week, Andrew Luck, another great week. For me, also, another guy, noodle arm, Alex Smith, playing the Colts on the road.
Everybody.
He always has a big game at Indy. Always.
Pick up Kelsey, pick up Spencer Ware.
God, I remember that playoff game in Indy a few years ago.
Yep.
And Andrew Luck was unbelievable.
All right.
You could go see the Jets and the Browns at a starting price of $17.
Are you serious?
I'm serious.
I wouldn't go see that on the worst day, man.
$17. That's less than the parking you're going to pay.
I would go to your local Y and watch the full-court game that goes on before that.
What is that in that game? What is that, a combined record of like 1 in 8, something like that?
2 in 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, the
Jets wins.
Jets won 2 games.
They won last week against the Ravens, like I told you.
That's right.
Gino
didn't play the whole game. Gino didn't play.
He got him to lead.
They need to already know.
Look bad.
They should already know what they have in Gino, man. Get the
I agree.
Get the Bryce Petty kid in there, please.
Or Hackenberg.
We'll do it next week. Ryan Fitzpatrick this week.
All right. You're listening to BSS Carolinas. Everybody on Periscope, stick around. We got a couple more shows coming up. Everybody else, we see you later. And you can catch us everywhere.